So, here's my review on an episode called The Sound of Row Review, which shows Rarity reading a review. So it's a review on an episode called The Sound of Row Review about a character reading a review out loud while also remembering an interview with the writer of the review she's reading aloud, which also flashbacks even further to the actual event the review is about. Does anyone else's brain hurt? I mean, don't get me wrong, this was a well-balanced episode, with each of the main 6 characters having a role to play in the plot of the episode, instead of just being there for the sake of being there. I have to say, it's been a while since an episode of MLP has made me cry with laughter, causing me to watch it 3 times in a row because I enjoyed it so much. But sadly, with each viewing, I started to see more and more problems with an otherwise decent but busy episode. The last time the show took us to Manhattan was back in A Gift for Maud Pie. And I'm not certain exactly how much time has passed, but what really bothered me about this episode was how unprepared and disorganised Rarity was for her opening night for her new boutique. Having 2 other boutiques, one of them in Canterlot, she has the experience of knowing how much work, time and effort it takes to pull off a successful opening. I know this was played for laughs, seeing her get more and more stressed as the episode went on, but the fact she hadn't even hired any staff yet, or even cleaned the place up, never mind decorated, really bothered me. This is not the Rarity we know and love. Rarity has a good work ethic. She would never only give herself 1 day to prep for the grand opening of a new store, especially one in Manhattan. But that's not the real problem here. Why did we need this segment at the beginning with all the other cast of the main 6 rushing to Rarity's house to stop her reading a review they haven't even read themselves? They were all at the opening. They all knew the opening was a success. Why didn't they read the review before rushing to Rarity? That would have explained the reason why they wanted to stop her from reading it more effectively. They didn't want her to find out how badly they had messed up during the organising of the opening. But why didn't they just start the episode with the interview itself so we didn't have a flashback within a flashback? I know I'm being ridiculously nitpicky here, but it just seemed a little overkill in the setup and seemed to only be there just for the sake of one joke.
Please, no spoilers! But no spoilers!
But I guess I really should forgive the episode for this. I mean, it has a lot going for it. This episode is pretty unique in comparison to other episodes of MLP, as it is the first time we are being told a story not only through flashback, but also getting quick segments of each of the characters being interviewed by the writer of the review Rarity is reading. As much as I didn't like the initial setup, I enjoyed seeing the characters through the eyes of the reporter during the interview segments threaded throughout the episode. These were not only hilarious, but also served as segues threaded through the episode, and also allowed us to see the characters in a way we've never seen before. Each character was assigned a task that was relevant to their personalities. Twilight volunteered to organise Rarity's stock and was a little bit too enthusiastic about the whole thing to the point of it being almost disturbing. Fluttershy was in charge of pest control, which by the way was completely and totally adorable. Pinkie Pie was sent to the upstairs disco to try to get them to keep the noise down. And we have a Angel and Demon segment, which, yeah, that was hilarious to me. Rainbow Dash was put in charge of hiring, and Applejack was put in charge of keeping the landlord's daughter in check. Rarity, meanwhile, was fixing up the window displays and was unaware of all the chaos happening in the store behind her. Knowing that she wanted the opening to be perfect, the cast tried their hardest to do so by carrying their assigned tasks in a way they felt Rarity would. The lesson here was that all they needed to do was to approach each problem in their own unique way. The only character that was approaching their problem in their own way was Twilight, even if she did get a little carried away. As many problems as there are in this episode, there are so many other elements that redeem it that I just can't not love this episode. The reason MLP appeals to such a wide audience is that it is such an eclectic show. Last week was a retelling of A Christmas Carol, and this week was a day in the life of Rarity's working life and seeing exactly how stressed out she can get. Even though Rarity wasn't exactly portrayed in the best light when it comes to being an efficient businesswoman, which bothered me to no end, overall it was great to see a comedic spin on what would have otherwise been a rather mundane and uninteresting event. To make an entire episode devoted to the opening of a new boutique doesn't have a lot going for it when you just go by premise, especially for a show aimed for a young audience. I may be on the fence on this one a bit, but this episode's a pass for me. But only just. I'm Mad Munchkin. Stay creative.
It's like
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video, and before you go, don't forget to click that like button and check out some of my other content too. And hey, if you really like what you saw and want to see more, go ahead and click subscribe. Don't forget you can also show your support by following the official Mad Munchkin Facebook page for convention announcements, as well as links to my 2 online shops where you can purchase some of my artwork. Also, keep an eye out on the DeviantArt page for announcements on when I am open for commissioned work. Don't forget you can also show your support by becoming a Patreon on my Patreon page, where you can win exclusive rewards like badges, stickers, discounts on commissions, and limited edition personally signed prints, as well as giving me ideas for what to cover in future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again soon.